Things aren't looking good for Pastor Joyce Meyer, at least according to growing speculation and concern among followers who have watched her public presence evolve in recent years. For decades, Joyce Meyer stood as one of the most recognizable voices in modern Christian ministry, known for her direct teaching style, global outreach, and ability to connect faith with everyday struggles. However, as time has passed, noticeable changes in her schedule, appearances, and messaging have prompted questions about what phase of life and ministry she is now entering. While no single event defines this moment, the combination of age, health considerations, and shifting ministry priorities has created an atmosphere of uncertainty for many supporters. Joyce Meyer has spent years speaking openly about personal discipline, perseverance, and faith through hardship. Yet now she appears to be applying those same lessons privately as she gradually steps back from the pace that once defined her work. Observers have noted that Joyce Meyer's public engagements are not as frequent or as demanding as they once were. Where she previously maintained a relentless schedule of conferences, television appearances, and international travel, recent years suggest a more measured approach. This has led some followers to worry that her health may be playing a role, especially given her age and the physical toll of decades of travel and public speaking. Although she has never dramatized personal challenges for sympathy, Joyce Meyer has acknowledged in past teachings that the body eventually demands rest, no matter how strong one's calling may be. For a leader known for endurance and discipline, even a subtle slowdown feels significant to those who have followed her closely. Another factor fueling concern is the broader transition happening within Joyce Meyer Ministries. Longtime viewers have noticed increased involvement from younger leaders and staff members, signaling a potential shift toward succession planning. While this is a natural and responsible step for any long-standing organization, it can be emotionally difficult for supporters who associate the ministry so strongly with Joyce Meyer herself. Her voice, delivery, and personal testimony have always been central to the brand and mission. The idea that she may no longer be at the forefront challenges the expectations of an audience accustomed to her constant presence. Change, even when healthy, can feel unsettling when it involves a figure who has been a spiritual constant for millions. Public perception has also shifted due to the changing landscape of media and ministry. Joyce Meyer rose to prominence in an era when televised sermons and large conferences dominated Christian outreach. Today, digital platforms, short-form content, and younger influencers shape much of the conversation. While Joyce Meyer has adapted impressively over the years, the pace of cultural change is relentless. Some critics interpret her quieter presence as decline, while supporters view it as wisdom, knowing when to speak less and invest more deeply in legacy rather than visibility. Still, the contrast between her former omnipresence and her current selectivity feeds the narrative that things may not be as strong as they once were. Despite these concerns, it would be misleading to suggest that Joyce Meyer's influence has disappeared. Her teachings continue to circulate globally, her books remain widely read, and her humanitarian work still impacts communities in need. Yet influence does not always look the same across different seasons of life. What once appeared as expansion now looks more like consolidation, preserving values, mentoring others, and ensuring stability beyond her own active leadership. For a public figure whose identity has long been tied to productivity and outreach, this quieter phase can easily be misinterpreted as trouble rather than transition. Ultimately, things aren't looking good for Pastor Joyce Meyer only if good is defined as constant public visibility and relentless expansion. If, instead, good is measured by longevity, wisdom, and the courage to slow down when necessary, then this chapter may represent something far more meaningful. The concern surrounding her future reflects how deeply she has impacted people's lives. Whether she continues in the spotlight or gradually fades into a guiding role behind the scenes, Joyce Meyer's legacy is already firmly established, even as questions about her present moment continue to circulate.